My name is Jordan Wilson.
My name is Landon Rohde, and this is Gretzky.
It started in April of 2022. We were all hanging out as a family, and I went down to hug or pet Gretzky, and that's when we noticed a pretty significant lump in his throat. At first, we weren't really sure if it was anything, but we also kind of noticed that he was lethargic, but he's always been a couch potato, so we weren't sure if it was anything. But April 2022 was when we first noticed the lump.
We called our vet to get it checked out, and they came back with the results being spindle cell tumors, and they referred us to the Virginia vet specialists right down the road.
So once we found out about the lump, this then started the whole rigmarole of consults, and we're hearing terms like spindle cell and mass, malignant, benign. It was a very confusing process. It was a lot of back and forths, but eventually we were told that the lump did need to be removed, and that started the surgery process. On May 28th, Gretzky had his lumpectomy, which was a very worrisome process, but Gretzky powered through it. He was a trooper. He had the surgery and he came out just okay, as we expected. However, it was after that surgery, after they removed the lump and were able to do some tests, that they did confirm that it was soft tissue sarcoma and it was grade 2, and that did require further treatments. We were told chemo, radiation, and meanwhile we're still processing cancer, the word cancer. But once we had those two options, we were told that radiation was the best available, so we consulted with the oncology service in Leesburg as well as Virginia Tech to hopefully get some answers. So through our multiple consultations, we ended up going with the oncology service in Leesburg. She really sat us down, treated us like we were humans, not just reading a bunch of statistics with no hope and little optimism. So we really aligned with Dr. White, and she was very helpful throughout the whole treatment process.
Another thing that we talked about with the oncologist obviously was cost, and radiation therapy is not cheap, and we had already spent quite a bit of money just on, the fine needle aspirate to even find out what the mass in his throat was, plus the surgery. We were already looking at thousands of dollars.
And that was very dooming to us because, of course, we're going to do everything possible to save our boy. However, price tag was going to make it very, very difficult, and that was actually when Dr. White stepped in and recommended us to the Companions in Crisis program through FetchACure.
Once we had, learned more about FetchACure and the Companions in Crisis program, we figured it was a no-brainer to apply for their program to see if we could get any sort of financial assistance with pet insurance and savings and credit cards. We were thousands of dollars into this and looking at almost 10,000 more, and we were just terrified of figuring out how to pay for this, and so we applied. Process was pretty easy. Everybody at FetchACure that I talked to was really helpful in answering my questions about the program, what the requirements were, and that sort of thing. And once I submitted the application, heard back actually within a few days, and we found out that they were going to be providing almost a third of the treatment cost for Gretzky, and that just it made everything so much easier for us. It was truly a miracle that he was able to get this life-saving care, and because FetchACure was able to provide some of that financial assistance for us.
The whole process of radiation therapy was quite extensive. Dr. White had explained it to us, but it's something you don't really know until you're in it. It was a lot of driving back and forth, 2 hours for us every day for a month, every weekday for a month. And I was just so thankful for FetchACure's assistance throughout this whole process. I mean, between following up, asking us questions, checking in on Gretzky, I was so grateful for every little bit of assistance that they provided to us. Gretzky even got to do a photo opportunity with his whole family with FetchACure, including his brother Inigo.
It was really special to be able to have that photo shoot with Gretzky and his brother Inigo with FetchACure, because very shortly after his first checkup after his radiation, we suddenly lost Inigo due to unforeseen health issues, and that was truly very difficult, to lose him right after Gretzky's cancer treatment. She had said it's almost like he stuck around to make sure that Gretzky was going to be okay. and then it was his time. And that was really difficult, but I'm glad that he was able to be there, you know, for Gretzky's treatment and watch him succeed through that and get better. And Fetch a Cure again was there with support the whole way. They offer, you know, not just pet cancer support groups, but pet loss support groups. And I was able to take advantage of some of those, and I found them to be very helpful. And I'm just so glad that, again, the support we got from Fetch a Cure is just unparalleled, and I will forever be grateful and thankful.
1 year later, Gretzky has received all clears from all of his follow-ups after radiation therapy. He has an x-ray due this summer just to make sure nothing's spreading, but so far so good. We're so happy to have our little stinker back. He's back to doing the things that he loves to do, like getting in the trash, laying in the sun, and just being out in the garden with us. Those are some of his favorite things. We are just so grateful for Fetch a Cure and everything they were able to provide. You guys have helped us save Gretzky and him making it to the other side. He's actually got a new sister now named Princess Buttercup, and he's back to his hikes, he's back to his normal self, and we can't thank you enough. Words will never be enough. This entire last year was a wild ride and at times a nightmare, but it was so nice to have someone holding our hand throughout the whole time.